Hello, everyone. This is Coach Clayton, and this is my Women's Empowerment Interview episode. And today we have Elena as our guest, and she is going to discuss her amazing journey of overcoming personal and professional obstacles in her life. Welcome, Elena.
Hi, Coach Clayton. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, Elena, just like I was telling you earlier, I created this podcast, this video podcast, so that women can find a spot every week to be empowered, to be inspired, because there's so much going on, negativity going on in this world, and I just wanted to be a part of the positivity that's being elevated in this world. So, Elena, I was really intrigued with your background. Let's just dive right in. I was really intrigued, and I had to get you on the podcast because I wanted you to give some inspiration, because you definitely are one of a woman to do just that. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a mother of two boys and a businesswoman, and I do what all moms do, get on with it. And that's why I'm a very firm believer of the fact that if there is a will, there is a way.
Absolutely.
I'm a go-getter at heart, and I always try to find solutions. So my journey into business started in 2016 after I lost my husband. My husband was a businessman. He was a trainer by trade. He launched his own business. I got my toes dipped in helping him and learning from him. We relocated from England to Middle East, and he launched his own business there, and everything. It was like the perfect life. I have a husband, I have a family, I have a loving husband. We are doing really well. We are in the sunshine. And in 28th of May 2016, I come home from 1 hour shopping to the market to find my husband dead on the floor on his office. And that shattered my whole world. I was all of a sudden living my worst nightmare. I was alone in Middle East with two kids.
Wow.
A business that I can't control because it will go through the Sharia law, and that will take forever. And what I'm gonna do? So I shake myself up, didn't give myself time to do nothing, not to grieve, not to do nothing. I got fixated on the idea that if I don't do something, my husband's death will be for nothing. And I incorporated a branch of a UK company that I already owned, but was doing nothing, moved the client into the new company and start from there. 3 months later, the client dropped us because they are working with my husband. And he was not there anymore. So I said, never mind, we will continue and we will try. We gone on to get new clients. I opened a training center in Bahrain, the first foreign woman-owned training center. Wow. It took me a very long time, but I got there. We managed to open a training center in Saudi Arabia. So we gone, and I was working towards what I considered my husband to be proud of, where he will want the company to be too. And I worked my backside off to achieve all of that. I done a whole lot of mistakes. Along the way, I learned from them. And in 2020, I left the company with my stepson. I sold it to him because I end up in emergency 3 times in 6 months.
Oh.
I'm no flake. I was in my knees, literally, physically in my knees, crying of migraine pain. So first time I end up in the hospital, literally crying and telling them, just do something. I feel my head will gonna explode.
Yeah.
2 months later, it happens again, and 3 months later, it happens again. At this point, the doctor said to me, I'm getting concerned with you keep coming in so often.
Yeah.
And if this happens again, I would like you to go and have an MRI just to run out is nothing else.
Yeah.
But he said, what do you do? And I said, well, I run my own company. I actually have 3 of them. So in 2016, after my husband passed, we are 3 of us, me, my stepson, and my sister, doing all the work and just trying to get clients and everything.
Yeah.
When I left the company in 2020, we had 22 full-time employees and no freelancers. But all the stress to grow at this point in so fast with no loans, because I was
really?
Yes.
Amazing, Elena.
With no loans and battle industry which is man controlled, it's man only, on an Islamic culture where women shouldn't be in business, or if you have business, it should be beauty related, not training and heavy machineries, no crane training, what we are doing. So I decided I'm probably making my husband mad, and from wherever he is, he shakes his head at me and say, what in the name of God are you doing? This is not what I wanted for you. I realized that, God forbidden, if anything happened to me, my kids have no other parent to rely on.
Yeah.
And I was digging my own grave, so I said, this is not it. I don't want to leave my kids on their own. My youngest was 5 when his father passed away. So he was 9 in 2020. And I said, I can't do that to them. So if I'm not thinking of my own, I'm still young. I don't want to die. But most importantly, I don't want to leave my kids on their own, because no amount of money in the bank can actually bring you back. I would give everything when my husband passed just to bring him back. I will just give up everything. I will go homeless, penniless, anything. Doesn't work that well.
Wow. Wow.
So we came back to England. I used the time to take care of my health, to be better, to reconnect with the kids, because I was working crazy hours. And I launched 2 other businesses that are doing well without me being there. So I'm not working weekends anymore.
Nice.
They are semi-automized. They were not gonna make me a billionaire or a millionaire for that matter, but they are paying the bill. So because I'm so passionate about helping other moms struggling to make it happen for themselves and for their kids and for their family, I'm working now consulting business that will help other single moms like myself that have their own business and they struggle to balance it, because we are thinking, I'm gonna opening this business so I can work flexible hours. So we are
Yes.
And it doesn't end up that way. Not
Mm-mm.
one time. We end up being trapped in our own businesses with a shitty boss, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because we tend to be our worst critics, and we are
Mm-hmm.
so harsh on ourselves, and we are saying, come on, you can't do better. You can't do this one more meeting. You can't do this one more client. We don't really know how to say no. This
Yeah.
is it. This is when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Mm-hmm.
keep taking on. So I already have about 4 people like getting more free times, and it's not about making the money. It's about getting the balance and allowing you to enjoy your family
Mm-hmm.
before it's too late, because tomorrow is not guaranteed to anyone. That's what I learned in my
Mm-hmm.
experience. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what would be your advice to a woman right now that is she's trying to juggle everything? She does feel like she is burning out. She has her own business. She's trying to make it work, but she is burning out. Like, what is your biggest takeaway that you would want this woman to know?
get yourself help.
Oh,
That's it. Get yourself help. You don't have to do everything by yourself. And most of the time, we are overthinking. So
mm-hmm.
I'm sure I had lots of people approaching me and say, I have this problem. Will you please advise me? How can I fix it? And we are people that thrive on helping other people. It's not about charging them over time. But when somebody sees Coach Clayton, they think, oh, I can't really ask her nothing. And they start
Mm-hmm.
overthinking it. So I would just say, stop overthinking, get yourself help. It's easier than you think it is. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to do everything yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
it's all starting with the way we think. If you're convinced there is no other way, it doesn't matter what somebody,
Yes.
Coach Clayton can tell you
Yeah.
100 ways to make it easier. You'll find one way that will gonna make it harder for you,
So true.
because that's what you believe in. Making
Mm-hmm.
money can't be easy. Having a easy life can't be easy. That's all that's been planted in our head. And
Mm-hmm.
unless we start believing there is totally a different way, I can make it easier on my life. I can have freedom to do what I want. I can have clients that are absolutely a, a dream to work
Yes.
with.
Yes.
Those things don't happen because we all attract the same energy that we
Mm-hmm.
are putting out. And if we are all on, it cannot happen, I can't do this, this is impossible, this is exactly what's going to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to be willing to accept you don't know everything. You
Mm-hmm.
need to be willing to be open to suggestions
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and give it a go. It's not so hard. Just give it a go.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Elena, how important do you think it was for you to have gone through what you went through in 2020 to where you are now?
If that doctor will not say he's really concerned for me, I'm not sure I will stand here today, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I would have worked myself into an early grave. I have no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would meet my husband afterwards, and he will gonna have an absolutely go at me and say, what have you done? That's
Yeah.
not what I wanted for you. But we get I'm a go-getter. When I set myself a goal, I just go for it.
Mhm.
And most of us are like that.
Yeah.
You need to be like that in order to just skip the boat and go get your own business. You are a go-getter, because 90% of the rest of the population never ever even open their own
It's
business.
true.
It's too much hassle, it's too much stress, it's too much work. It's too much uncertainty. So they will not do it. If you've gone out and open your own business, especially as a woman, when everyone has this expectation, you always have to look good. You always have to, if you have a family, your family needs to be in order. You need to feed the kids. You need to be on time. You need to be super duper, whatever. It's like you have to be supercharged 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Everyone expects you to be at your best 100% of the time,
Mhm.
but that's impossible.
Mhm.
And if you start living, if you don't stop living from other people's expectations,
Mhm.
then you will dig your own grave. It's no
Mhm.
question about it. You need to realize you can't be perfect all the time. That's not about it. That it doesn't suppose. You just need to be yourself.
Yeah.
And you'll have days that you'll be 120% out there and you'll smash it. And you'll have days and you'll say, I can't be bothered. I need a me day.
Mhm.
But if you don't put the right systems in place, you will not be able to get no me days. And God forbidden, if
Mhm.
you don't get help to help you, you don't get yourself a coach, a mentor,
Yeah.
somebody to pass through and can fast track your journey,
Mhm.
you are what they call golden handcuffs. You're stuck.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
are your own slave, and
Mhm.
it's a vicious circle that you can't break.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And as women, we have to learn, like you said, that you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do everything on your own. And it is important to set up systems in place, be it personal and professional, so that you can have me time. You know, that's key. That is so key, because if you don't, you'll find yourself burnt out. You'll find yourself just like on the floor dragging, trying to make things work. What are some of the steps that women can take, in your opinion, to let go of some of the things that they really don't have to do, in your opinion?
Instead of telling themselves, I can't do it, ask yourself, how can you do it?
Mhm. Mhm.
Right? It's psychological. The moment you say, I cannot do it, even in your own mind, your brain doesn't even look for a solution.
Mhm.
The moment you say, how can I do it? We have so much information that we are bombarded with information
Oh gosh,
from
yes.
all sides. And it's not, we can't physically realize everything that we know. We know things we are not aware. 90% of a human behavior is dictated by a subconscious,
Mhm.
which, so ask yourself, how can I do it?
Mhm.
And stop finding excuses for yourself, because the moment you say, I can't afford the coach, I can't afford the personal assistant, I can't afford to go and get my hair done,
Mhm.
it doesn't mean you can't afford. Most likely means
Yeah.
you don't find it to be a priority enough.
Mhm.
Because if you can't afford it financially, but you really want it, then you will save for it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll save for that spa day. You'll save for that coaching session. You
Yeah.
will go into groups where you will be able to build your knowledge, right? You will work towards that. But if you keep telling yourself, oh, coaches are just charlatans. Oh, the moment you tell a person, what are you doing? I'm a business coach. They will say, oh no, another one of those. Yeah, but in my opinion, there are 4 stages of business. The startup, when you don't have money, but you have time.
Yes.
Then you have money, but you don't have time. You have money and you have time. And you exit. Most people get stuck on second one because they can't break through on second stage, because they can't break through without more education, because education, as an entrepreneur, you are always learning.
Yes.
Right? And you need to accept the fact there are people that will know more about the subject than you do. And you accept the fact that there are people out there that are 100% better business advisor than I am. I get it. I've never been a business advisor. I am driven by my passion to help people. Will I be better in 5 years? Absolutely. Will there be better people than me in 5 years? Totally. There will always be somebody better than you, but you need to stop comparing. You are your own person. So your journey will totally be different from the person next to you's journey.
Yes.
And if you are busy comparing what other people do instead of focusing on your own journey, you create a circle that traps you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very, I absolutely agree with that. It's very important for you to look at your own journey and focus on where you're going. Because the minute that you take your eyes off of that and you start comparing, that's when the demons come into play. So it's better always to stay focused on what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Now, Elena, another question. Say if I'm a woman, I'm saving money up for maybe a coach or a consultant. In the meantime, what are a few steps that a woman can take now to balance out their life?
Depending on what area they struggle, you know yourself, you can't just give general advice because it's not one size fits all. It's all what they struggle with. If they struggle with keeping track of their meetings, if they struggle with their products, what they struggle with, do they struggle with their cash flow? What area they are working on?
Yeah.
Are they a service business like ourselves, or are they a product business?
Yeah.
Are they selling physical products? I'm reluctant to say.
So let's say this. I'll preface it again. There is a woman that is starting her business.
Yeah.
She's raising a family and she has a full-time job. This is a scenario. So what are some of the immediate things that she can do to balance out her life?
First of all, for her business from the start, she needs to start with the end in mind.
Yeah.
What she wants from this business. Because we are jumping in, I'm gonna launch a business, and
Mhm.
I'm going to be a millionaire in 2 years' time.
No, it
I'm sorry
could,
to
but
say that's not reality, because out of the people that I talk to, I
Mhm.
think 1 in 50
Yeah.
had a plan for their business.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you don't know where you want to go, you can't get there.
Mhm.
If you want to drive from Boston to California, you'll
Mhm.
open your Google Maps and you'll follow the road.
Yeah.
It's the same in business. Set yourself where you want to be
Mhm.
and break it down in small chunks.
Mhm.
It makes it easier, and celebrate every single tiniest
Mhm.
goal achieved. Anything, you got your first client, well done for you.
Yeah.
Celebrate that. You just had somebody book your first free consultation, those 15-30 minutes for free.
Mhm.
Celebrate that. Recognize your effort,
Mhm. Mhm.
because otherwise you'll just start talking yourself, oh, this is not working, oh, this
Exactly.
is so hard, and you will talk yourself out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Elena. Now tell us a little bit more about your business, your business growth consulting business.
Yeah, there I learned that I could have made my previous company grow at least 3 times bigger than it was. I'm not saying it's not impressive what I done.
Mhm.
I'm fully aware, but if I would have had the knowledge and been more open, I could have done way better.
Mhm.
So what I'm doing now is I'm helping single moms
Mhm.
that are gold cuffed to their own businesses
Mhm.
to improve their work-life balance, so they can enjoy the financial part and the free time.
Okay.
Here there are a whole areas that are government support, there are grants, there are programs.
Mhm.
I got a finance specialist on board of the team.
Oh,
I have
nice.
a data protection specialist on the team.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
on talks of having a web designer and funnel creator specialist added
I
to
like
the
that.
team. So the moment you're talking to me,
Mhm.
if you choose to work with me, I come in, evaluate where the business is,
Mhm.
and then we are making 1-year plan,
Mhm.
starting to where you will want to be in 20 years. What do you expect from the business to be? Do you
Okay.
expect to public list it like I wanted to do my previous one? Do you
Yeah.
want it to just pay your bills? That's
Mhm.
fine. Not everyone wants
Yes.
to, but we
Mhm.
need to make it easier for you. So
Mhm.
we need to make sure that FCO doesn't come after you because you don't process your clients' data properly, because the
Mhm.
fines are mad. We need to
Right.
make sure you access all the right grants. And if
Mhm.
you need additional finance, we have the best deals for you. We need to make
Nice.
sure that your website is optimized and it converts properly. Because
Mhm.
if you just send traffic to a website and doesn't convert anything,
Mhm.
you have a problem.
Exactly. You have no business, really. Yes,
uh,
absolutely.
I'm trying to get together a team that I would have loved, I had
Yeah.
access to when I started.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, if I would have had somebody like me when I started 2016, I would have given them a kidney just to fast track me and get me out of working so many hours. At some point, when I was opening the training center in Bahrain, I was working through the weekends. I
Wow.
was barely seeing my kids. I was lucky I could afford to have a nanny, but I
Yeah.
was barely seeing them. And I remember
Wow.
it was my son's birthday.
Mhm.
And I said, oh no, I have not organized anything. And I have
Oh.
this meeting, and I'm like, what shall I do?
Mhm.
I got away with the fact that it was in the week, and I said, this weekend I'm out. And I tell my team, unless something is on fire and somebody is taken by ambulance,
Mhm.
this Friday and Saturday, because Middle East different weekend, I'm out. I'm not answering email, phone calls. I'm out. I need to spend time with my kids before they'll see me in the house and say,
Mhm.
who are you?
Wow. So I have a question for you. You
Yeah,
mentioned that there's 4 phases of business, right? At what
yeah,
phase
that's
do
my
you,
belief.
5 phases or four?
Well,
4. At what phase do you suggest someone to seek your consultancy business?
it's all depending on every person, but realistically, you should have, the person that comes to me should had run their business for about 2 years,
Okay.
have a good understanding of where they are. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying startups are absolutely excluded, because if you set yourself right from the start
Mm-hmm.
with guidance, you will go much easier. Your road will be much more smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's turbocharged. You're gonna be turbocharged. That's what I don't the same
Okay.
like the same like every when you fuel your car, if you choose the
Yeah.
top gas, it will
Mm-hmm.
give you a better output. It's the same. If you choose
Okay.
to work with a coach, with a not necessarily need to be in a coach, being on a group.
Yeah.
Facebook groups are free,
Yeah.
right? Be with the right crowd, because everyone says, oh, it's lonely at the top. I'm saying it's bloody lonely from the start to the top.
It is. It really is. Yes.
Because if nobody in your family
Oh man.
does business,
Yes.
you are on your own.
Yes. And you're constantly doubting if it's the right decision that you made.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
If
Yeah.
you're in a group and say,
Mm-hmm.
guys, I have this crazy idea, I just need somebody to bounce it by and
Mm-hmm.
just put it down there, it might not be the best idea, but
Yeah.
somebody will give you an input that will make it the best idea. Or
Yes.
or it can actually be the best idea, and everyone say, oh, I love that when you
Mm-hmm.
launch it. So like I initially said, it's not all about cost. You can start, but being with the right crowd, getting
Yes.
the right advice
Mm-hmm.
will make all the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Elena, it was an absolute pleasure chatting with you today. How can we find you online?
My website page will be launched in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So the name of the company is Strategic Growth,
Okay.
because everything is about the strategy of taking you from where you are to the
Mm-hmm.
best position you can hopefully be in.
Okay. Okay. So is strategy, once it launches, it'll be strategygrowth.com, or what will it be?
Strategicgrowth.co.uk.
Okay. All right. Perfect. 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 Well, I just want to say, Elena, thank you so, so much for taking the time out of your day to chat with me. It truly, truly was a pleasure.
Thank you so, so much for having me on. And I'm waiting for the link. I will be really excited to share it with everyone.